Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025. I'm like, where are you? This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into the deep end of Scorpio season. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And when I say deep, I mean, this is a month of deep transformation, but this is one of your best months. I'm looking at what's going on for you. I'm jealous. I'm like, I wish this big, because it is not only Phoenix rising from the ashes of eclipse season, it is all about pleasure and joy for you. Okay, I'll explain that in a second. But if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview, then I'll break it down, I'll do your spread, then I'll break it down even more, and I'll pull more cards week by week. There's a lot happening this month, a lot that's not even on the whiteboard aspects. That it's a loaded month. It is a loaded potato of a month, all right? Remember, the blue asterisk, always the best aspects of the month. Now, first, congratulate yourself. You made it through a bonkers summer, eclipse season, a birthday season. This is your reward. October is a month that is chock full of amazing, rare aspects, many we have never experienced, okay? Several grand trines that are overlapping. There's Venus moving into her home, her domicile, forming one of those grand trines, which I'll explain later. You got Jupiter in your sign. Jupiter exalted in your sign, the planet of luck, good fortune, expansion, wisdom, profit, finally coming out to play, and he's come out to play hard. And as you know, as I've told you, he had one aspect last month and even the month before. Just wait until I turn this whiteboard over. And if you saw your annual forecast that I did for you, the 2025 forecast, you know we have one of the best new moons of 2025 this year, or this month, okay? So October is like a gift bag, okay? From that nightclub, whistles and stuff, whatever it is. It's amazing. You're going to love it. There's a lot of great things. And when I say plunging into the deep end, yes, of course. We're moving into Scorpio season. We have Mars in Scorpio. We have Jupiter in your sign, right? We have a Saturn back in Pisces. We have Neptune moving back into Pisces. A lot of water energy, okay? Emotions, intuition, compassion. But water with a splash of vodka, all right? Because you're going to feel charged up. And you're going to go far this month. You got to take that inspired action. But it is going to be a month. Mars is in Scorpio all month. Pluto finally wakes up. Pluto goes direct. And there's so much cardinal activations, okay? You being a cardinal sign, you're going to feel this, right? Especially the first half. But again, I'll walk you through all of it, all right? It is definitely a month. Again, the big takeaway, transformation. Especially when Pluto wakes up for you. Specifically, Pluto, being in Aquarius, rules your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation and regeneration, in a month of transformation. And even like shadow work and purging things that you haven't purged, you know, like you're going to gain a lot of traction. And there's something happening this month. I'm calling it just a gateway, all right? Mid-month. Again, wait till we get to the bag, but the last thing, the prison portal, that's still in place. Okay, so that rare grand trine that you experienced over the summer that put you on the path that you're on now, that's creating this brand new era for you, that's still locked in. Yeah, remember, the biggest window was over the summer, but it's still happening. You still have Saturn conjunct Neptune, yeah, sextiling Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, Uranus trining Pluto. There's your pyramid, that configuration, so rare. Nobody on this planet has ever experienced. It's that rare. I'll leave that video on what you can expect for you, Cancer, for the next 2 years of your life. Okay, remember, it's really strong for the next 2 years. I'll leave it at the end of this video. But what that did over the summer, it made you into a spiritual warrior. Okay, so yeah, there may be some squares and oppositions this month, but you're already a red belt. Okay, you're a black belt, whatever. You've got it, all right? You've got this. It's going to be a piece of cake. And there's a lot of great energy this month that you're just going to absorb. So Wednesday, we kick it off, October 1st, with Mercury squaring Jupiter in your sign. So not a big deal because Mercury isn't, Mercury doesn't do well in Libra, and Jupiter's exalted in your sign. It has a lot more power, and Jupiter always squeezes something good out of an aspect anyway. So yeah, you definitely could still there could be some like great news that comes out of like a little squeeze here. Maybe conversations tip in your favor. This is a time just not to be like wishy-washy, especially in the home sector. That is going to be a big theme for you as you enter this month, okay? Home, family, your domestic sector, even it includes like realtors, landlords, things like that, okay? So keep that in mind. But the reason why I'm really bringing up October 1st is because Juno, Jupiter's wife, who rules equality and justice and fairness in partnerships, commitments, and contracts and agreements. Libra's asteroid, we're in Libra season, right? She moves back into Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter. So you see this alignment happening that's a little bit more harmonious, and you're going to start feeling a shift. And Juno in Sagittarius, oh, wow. That is literally like, I mean, the ninth house is the courts and legal matters anyway, right? But it's so much. It's freedom. It's growth. It's adventurous. So there could be something here for you right off the bat because she will immediately trine Neptune in Aries at 0 degrees. Again, a lot not on the whiteboard. We're going to talk about your weekly forecast, but Neptune in Aries is your 10th house of career and fame. And if you're not here for career, 10th house, whatever you want to be recognized for, it's very public facing. It's your reputation. So there's something new already brewing for you, something romantic, something dreamy. And it can be like a dream job. Juno in Sagittarius is your 6th house of work. So you see, it's your work and your career. Work and your career that's really amplified around this time, but also home. So really, really, and we're in Libra season, which is all about love and marriage. So a lot happening for you right off the bat. And something could materialize in a few weeks, depending on what happens this day. We'll talk about it when we get to the back. But if you are a cross watcher, if you do watch for your rising or your moon for your husband, Jeremy, your dog sitter, doesn't matter. Whoever needs to know, right? Cardinal signs. Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and you, Cancer. You will feel this the most if you have any planets in any of those signs in your natal chart, your birth chart, 20 to 24 degrees. Yeah, you're going to feel it the most. Now, Saturday, October 4th, is it on the, yeah, it is. Okay, so Venus will conjunct the South Node. Yeah, the only reason I'm really putting this here is because you just had an eclipse in Virgo. And now you've got this on the South Node in Virgo, and you've had the Sun, you've had Mars, you had Mercury. They all conjuncted the South Node at this point. This is the last of it, okay? Venus, the last of it. So for a while, right? So something's ending, something's karmic, something was fated to end that may have to do with a relationship or a partnership, okay? Or a creative project or a habit. Something with money matters as well, or just you maybe being hard on yourself, maybe something with a writing project, maybe something with travel, with family, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, something with neighbors. But anyway, there's a lesson learned. It's the South Node, right? The Node of Fate. So lesson learned in any of the above. All right. Now, Monday, October 6th, Mercury does move into Scorpio. We'll talk more about this in your weekly forecast next week, okay? Just know there is depth with Mercury in Scorpio, but this is your 5th house of joy, pleasure, fun, true love, romance, soulmate, family, children, entrepreneurship. It's also procreation. Some of you are going to be having babies. Yeah. Creative projects. It's really great. This Scorpio energy is so emotionally moving for you. And Mercury in Scorpio is very passionate. It's very like, I got your back. Okay. You're going to feel this. It's deep though. I want you to keep that in mind. All right. Mercury is the mind, and Scorpio, very psychological. Okay. So just wait until Pluto goes direct. That is deep for you, okay? Pluto being in your 8th, that's Scorpio's home. So there is going to be a little bit of overlap with some aspects where it gets really deep with partnerships, wealth building, investments, inheritance, all of that. Okay, so just bear that in mind. But for now, just know Mercury will be here all month. Who else is here? Mars. Yeah. So Mercury and Scorpio can be very Mulder, very Scully. I gotta know. I gotta know. Venus and Virgo already over analytical and all about the details. So just be mindful of that. Okay. You can go really, it's like rabbit hole energy. Yeah. I mean, that's all fine. All of this, if you really got to know something, if you're working on a cold case or something like that, Mars is here and can bring that rocket fuel, amplifying that energy, investigating things, right? But it is transformative energy. Anyway, the other thing is the same day we do have the full moon in Aries. So that's happening 14 degrees right around midnight, my time, Eastern Standard Time. There's something here. First of all, I can't remember the last time we had a full moon, like a nighttime full moon. But think about what happened for you at the end of March. And again, we'll talk more about this in your weekly forecast. That was the corresponding new moon solar eclipse in Aries in your 10th house of career and fame and public recognition and honors and achievements and social status and leadership. And it was part of that once a lifetime 5-6 planet conjunction, all going over that 0 degree point. So here's the culmination. Here's the turning point. But it's Aries. It's a full moon in Aries. So it's a go-getter energy. It's entrepreneurial, the initiator. So even though there's a turning point here, something being illuminated, it does feel like there's weight coming off your shoulders. But there is some attention on career and how you want to be perceived. Note, it is a Mars-ruled full moon, and Mars rules both Aries and Scorpio. So, Mars can be very, very ambitious. Anyway, you're going to see some shifts in career because who's going to feel this full moon the most? Well, it'll be the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. If you have any planets in your chart, 12 to 16 degrees, any of those signs, you're definitely going to feel it. Now, Tuesday, on October 7th, Mercury will square Pluto. I don't mind this so much. I would just be mindful about that detective energy that I was talking about. This can get a little like internet sleuth, like very, like really, really going deep to get answers. It's truth seeker energy. All right. It's Scorpio energy, which is deep. And Scorpio's modern ruler is Pluto. All right. So Pluto's looking at Mercury saying, hey, bro, you're in my house. So a little bit of a squeeze here, especially with truths, something coming to the surface, possibly with relationships, love, family, children, your 5th house. Okay. Creative partners, even. So just bear that in mind. All right. Intimacy, procreation, like I said, even the 5th house. 5th house is sex, okay? You got Mercury and Scorpio in your 5th house of sex, Pluto and Aquarius in your 8th house of sex, intimacy, okay? So there may be something here. Bunny stuff, yeah? Just letting you know, but there's a little bit of truth seeking. And it is a little bit of not seeing eye to eye. Remember, Mars and Scorpio all month, and Mars and Scorpio, like I said, he can be, grudgy. He can hold grudges. Right? They're not going to redo the season finale of Game of Thrones. We got to let that go. Right? So it's fine to be a detective, but just go more with your intuition. Yep. Now, Wednesday at 8th, this is one of the best aspects of the month. You got Venus sextile Jupiter. So we'll talk more about this in your weekly forecast, but I want you, with the fact that you have Jupiter in your sign, yeah, I want you to think about what happened for you August 12th when we had the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. This is part of that storyline. So there was something that's been unfolding. Remember, that's a year process. So something's been unfolding, and it's almost like you get like a little peak here. And remember, Venus is in Virgo in your 3rd house, so there could be something here with contracts or agreements writing project, something with communication, maybe advertising, branding yourself, social media, and your local community. There's so much here. Travel's a thing here, but wow, you have the two benefics in this harmonious aspect. So it's in the middle of the week, so that's really amazing. You're gonna feel it pretty much all week, yeah, because it's so powerful. But again, there really is a lot of family energy for you here too. Okay, now Saturday the 11th, we have Venus opposite Saturn. I don't really. For you, this is more about there may be something that has to do with a relationship or money or even again family. There may be something here that's shifting your belief system. Yeah, there's something here where you may be tested, like your belief system or how you see things. Something here with travel could be a really big thing for you as well, where there may be some, delays or restrictions, and it's Saturn in an opposition. So it could also be like reality checks, life lessons. But again, love, money, relationships, those are the big ticket items here. Okay. The moon actually will be in Gemini in your 12th. So this could have a big impact on you, as in you're really going deep, right? That's the 12th house is so nebulous. And it is a subconscious. So just bear that in mind. It is mutable energy. So this is a good time to adapt and be flexible with an opposition. But again, we'll talk about it more. In your weekly forecast, it's your 3rd and your 9th. So it really just might be the way that you're seeing something or thinking about something or someone challenging that. Okay. Especially again, relationships, money, but home is a big thing. Now, and then we get to Monday, the 13th. This is when that portal opens, that gateway. All right. You're going to see your life truly transforming. Remember, this is a month of transformation. Okay. You do not want to weekend at Bernie's this month. You need to take action. We got more than 3 grand trines actually. And those are supportive. They're super harmonious. Remember, trines are the nature of Jupiter, and they work in your favor. So let's break it down. The first, you see Venus is moving into Libra. So Venus, love, relationships, money, creativity, beauty, luxury, the finer things in life, right? She's at home. Venus rules Libra. Really nice. This is in your 4th house. You're the native ruler of the 4th house. So there's something here for the rest of the month where there's going to be a lot of focus and attention with relationships, love, marriage, but also things in the home sector. Okay? You may be even buying a home. Now, it's really fun. It's really great. Meeting the perfect realtor, things like that. But it does look like a lot of y'all are maybe buying homes or selling homes too. At the same time, Venus is in her domicile in Libra. Remember, Mars is in his domicile in Scorpio. So you've got the power couple working for you here, moving mountains for you with, emphasis on your future commitments and investments, and of course, intimacy and love and romance and family. And Pluto will go direct. Pluto's been sleeping. Pluto's been retrograde since May. So it's like a bear coming out of hibernation, okay? It's Pluto's power. Pluto's empowerment and revolution. And don't forget, Pluto is out of bounds, meaning he's not supervised. He's a little wild. And you're going to feel this deeply because, again, Pluto in Aquarius rules your 8th house. There is something there's like a megaphone this month and a spotlight on investments. And that could be investments in relationships, literal investments. It's wealth building, it's inheritance, it's royalties, it's joint bank accounts, it's taxes, loans, it's all of that 8th house energy. But 8th house is death and rebirth and transformation. And you have Pluto, the ruler of death and rebirth and transformation, in the 8th house, while Mars and Mercury are in Scorpio. And yes, we're moving into Scorpio season. Scorpio rules the 8th house. So you see that overlap for you, Cancer. you're going through, out of all the signs, one of the biggest transformations this month. Okay? And and really hyper focused on your future, you know, and what you're investing your time and energy into. And yes, there may be something here with career again, because Venus will be opposite Neptune. We'll talk about in your weekly forecast. Now, Venus in Libra on the 14th, on Tuesday, will trine Uranus in Gemini, which is rare. That happens once a year. And Pluto in Aquarius. Now, Venus trine Pluto, that's deep. That only happens twice a year. That's deep. That's in the trenches of passion. That's in the trenches, okay? Like, how do we get out? How do we get out? We're so deep. This is huge. Because remember, Uranus is trining Pluto already as part of the prison portal, right? For years. And so you have a grand air trine with Venus. And this, nobody on this planet has ever experienced. Remember, it's been 84 years since Uranus has been in Gemini, 250 years since Pluto has been in Aquarius. This is huge. This is that brand new energy that's requiring you to change to be this new you, a brand new you. And activating your 4th, your 12th, your 8th, there's a huge shift. And it seems very healing for you too. Very healing. So relationships, home and family, all of that's really activated. Money, wealth building, but also it's almost like securing yourself for your future. It's all happening here. And there's something bigger happening this day that we'll talk about in your weekly forecast, but this is breakthrough energy. And remember, Uranus is active. So surprises and unexpected moments, sliding door moments. If you're single, come on, huge. Chance encounters, but a lot of focus on marriage, contracts, partnerships, can be work too, okay? Saturn is still conjunct Neptune, by the way. Yeah, they're bringing your reality to your dreams to reality. Still building that bridge. Yeah, Venus and Pluto has a feel-good intensity. This is just really, really, really intense, but nice and very passion driven. Okay. Now you see what's happening. Yeah. Jupiter trine Saturn. What? This has not happened since like 2014. Jupiter trine Saturn, that perfects November 1st. Okay. But here, so they're 2 degrees apart, still really strong. So they're building up to November 1st. And you're going to feel it throughout November. This is a trine. Yeah, you haven't seen Saturn in a trine in a while. Saturn is going to trine Jupiter in your sign. Okay, Saturn's in Pisces in your 9th, which is your worldview. It's spirituality. It's inner wisdom. It's how your belief system, self-belief. But it's also education and teaching. It's also publishing. Yeah, you could be writing a book, blog. There's something here. There's something big happening, because what's happening here is stability, structure, success, recognition to your long-term goals and commitments. This is huge. This is huge. We'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast, but but by the way, with Jupiter trine Saturn, there's going to be something happening later. But who's going to feel that the most? It will be you. Jupiter's in your sign, okay? All the water signs, right? And if you have any planets between 24 to 26 degrees in Cancer or Scorpio or Pisces, oh, you will feel it. Now, Thursday, October 16th, you do have the Sun square Jupiter. That's honestly not the biggest deal. There's something here that's going to boost your confidence and your worldview, okay? And something that may have to do with home. But the bigger thing is, we do have the bending of the nodes with Mars too. Okay, there's something fated happening for you on Saturday, October 18th. We will talk about that in your weekly forecast, because that is overlapping Jupiter trine Saturn. So it's all good. There's this something, again, remember that gateway, all these new opportunities, new doorways, new things happening for you, your transformation. Sunday, October 19th, you have Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio. All right. This is high frequency, okay, but intense. Passion can be emotional. Remember, Mercury, the mind, Scorpio goes deep. Mars is here. Physicality, drive, yeah. And remember, Jupiter is trine Saturn. So what does this even mean? It's in your 5th house. Mercury conjunct Mars. True love and romance. Everything else that you know about the 5th house that I've said. So this is amazing. It is intense. Emotionally intense. It can be emotionally intense. Like one of those love scenes from an 80s movie. They just kind of throw in 2 minutes of it. But anyway, it's a lot of passion. It's in your 5th house. All right? So, but you can use this for, here's what's happening. Mercury conjunct Mars is basically stimulating your passions into ideas and your dreams and your vision and your legacy, okay? But with Mars here activated, you actually put in the work and you put wheels in motion. So you're going to feel this. You're going to feel this drive, and they're merging their energies now. You're going to see that there's a lot that's going to happen, okay, later. And are we even, wait, let me flip this over. I haven't even, oh my gosh. Let's flip it over. There's the rest of it. So we're at Mercury conjunct Mars. Anyway, we're going to talk about this. Oh, I've been doing it on this computer. Okay, there we go. So, October 19th, Mercury conjunct Mars in Scorpio. So, there you go. But just know that this is literally that phrase. You can do anything you put your mind to. That's what Mercury conjunct Mars is, okay? But again, passion. It gets the job done. Now, what I was saying, they're merging their energies now, but they're still traveling together all month in a sign of passion. All right. So you're really going to feel this. And we also have, we have another air trine that, again, I just feel there's so much happening for you at home. Okay. And you could even inherit a home. Remember, Pluto is active. Anyway, Tuesday, the 21st, you have that new moon in Libra, 28 degrees. So this is a Venus-ruled new moon. She's in her chariot. Please set intentions, plant seeds. It's very romantic. A Venus new moon in Libra. That is your 4th house. So again, there's this huge new beginning with home. A lot of you are moving. A lot of you are moving in with someone. A lot of y'all are getting married, or there's something here. Okay? That's really, really, really nice. And it's Libra energy. It's peace. It's justice. It's harmony. This is a new moon for the history books, because at this point you have Mercury conjunct Mars, right? There's also a grand air trine with the moon in Libra. There's Jupiter trine Saturn. That's forming a grand trine with Mercury and Scorpio. So again, we will get deeper into this when we get to your weekly forecast. This is big. A lot of y'all are getting married, having babies, moving because you're expanding your home space, maybe signing agreements, contracts, mortgages, things like that. I mean, there's so many doors opening for you at this time. It's big. Traveling, maybe even working in travel. There's a lot. And remember what I said, pay attention to the first day of October 1st. Well, at this point, Juno, that's now in Sagittarius, is going to sextile Venus in Libra. And so remember, this is a big deal. Juno representing partnerships and relationships, Venus, love, relationships, and money in the sign of partnerships and relationships. So Juno and Jupiter, exalted in your sign, are working together to create this optimistic future for you. You just have to take that inspired action. Yep. But honestly, a lot of you are just going to be already feeling driven with Mars and Scorpio. Now, who's going to feel this new moon the most? Well, it'll be the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you have any planets 27 to 29 degrees in any of those signs, you will feel it. And to be honest, Cancer, I'm throwing you in there anyway. The moon is your ruler. So, and at this point, remember, all the modalities are really activated. So everyone's going to feel this. Okay. Now, the 22nd, Wednesday, or Tuesday, the 21st, depending on when you live, where you live, Neptune will move back into Pisces. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. Nice. I feel like you're gonna like this, okay? It's that Neptune rules Pisces and was there since 2011, had a little break over the summer, moving into Aries, which helped create that spiritual warrior in you. But this is creativity, it's imagination, it's your dreams. So really nice. And then Thursday, the 23rd, we move into Scorpio season. So hello, now you have a stellium in Scorpio with Mars and Mercury here too. So the next 4 weeks from this point forward, it's all about pleasure and joy. And again, romance and love and children and having children or grandchildren entering the picture because you have so much home energy. Grandparents, there's so much, entrepreneurship as well for you. This fifth house energy and creative projects. But that Scorpio energy, not only passion, but again, that truth seeking and transformation. Right? So really being honest with yourself and everyone being honest with each other. And let me remind you, it is, when I say this is emotional, Scorpio energy, water energy, but you have to direct that energy, right? Emotions are neutral. That's just how it's always been. Any thought that you have that doesn't have any like emotion or feeling, it really has no value, right? The real power is in engaging your neural pathways. Yeah, I'm bringing in science. I say it all the time, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality. So yeah, emotions, they are neutral. It's the energy that you apply toward that emotion that puts it in motion, okay? Emotion. We'll go back to Latin, right? Emodere. Energy and motion. That's why I always say everything is energy, all right? So it's that energy. That's what gives you power. That's what gives you experience and hopes and dreams. This allows you to create that high frequency and the reality that you deserve. So just feel this month every day. It's gonna be amazing, okay? And I also say that because Jupiter will square Chiron this day as well. All right, so we'll talk about your weekly forecast. Something about career here. Now, on the 24th, where it's all about healing, right? Healing an old wound and how you're perceived, your reputation as well. Now, the 24th, we do have the Sun square Pluto. It's power struggles. And for you, it can get really deep with the Sun in Scorpio square Pluto and Aquarius, okay? Remember, that's your 5th and your 8th house. So the 8th house is really deep. There's a little bit of come at me, bro, energy here, okay, with this aspect. So there's a little bit of a squeeze. You may not see eye to eye with someone, especially a partnership or a child. Yeah. Something, home, family, or even like an investor or a business partner. But just remember, this is your karmic journey. Yeah. This is your transformation. And everything has ripple effects. Okay. So create the future that you deserve. Cancer, don't let anyone pull you into their low energy frequency. And as I always say, pull them out of theirs. That's karma. That's the greater good. Okay. Give someone a compliment this day. Keep that energy high. Give someone a small smile. And you're going to see how much of a difference that makes. All right. Fixed signs, by the way, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and anyone with 0 to 2 degrees in their chart, any planets there, right, will feel this the most. Now, the last week, we're going to go really deep when we get to this last week in your weekly forecast. Just know Monday the 27th, you have Mars trine Jupiter, happens once a year. You have Jupiter in your sign. Not only do you have Jupiter exalted in your sign, you have Mars in its domicile in Scorpio. Yeah. So you're going to feel this. You're going to feel this. It's going to feel really, it's like, it's one of the best days of 2025. Mars trine Jupiter, especially with both planets at home Yeah. The planet of action, drive, passion, right? In your fifth house of joy and pleasure and romance, with the planet of luck and expansion and good fortune and wisdom in your sign. This is the holy grail. And yeah, you're going to have a huge focus on love and just things that bring you pleasure. Okay. Creative projects, creativity. And it's forming another grand trine. This golden triangle with Mars in Scorpio, trine Jupiter in Cancer, trine Saturn in Pisces. You're part of this. You know, it's the water signs that's going to really feel this. And Mars trine Saturn, you see, that's happening Wednesday the 29th, but you feel that days before, days after. And you've had Mercury trine Neptune too. What? This is enormously special, this grand water trine, because Saturn's bringing that structure, that stability for the long term, wisdom, all of that to your ambitions, your goals, your commitments, with optimism and expansion. Jupiter's here, part of it. I told you Jupiter's going to be very active this month. You're really going to feel it now. And we haven't had this in 12 years. Okay? This is big. It's huge. And so I really love this. Really love what's happening here for you. I think that you're going to get really excited. It's just really dreamy with Neptune involved too. Anyway, let's get to, and thank you everybody who has signed up for greatawakener.com. It has been such a joy. It's been such a joy. And this would be the last month of the founding member sale. Everything's in the description box. But it is next month in October, an amazing month, that I do launch. That's super secret, one-of-a-kind project that I've been working on. Anyway, Cancer, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you for October 2025. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising. Yes, Cancer. How are y'all doing? Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I take off my glasses and I still can't see. Why? Y'all, I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. And you know I love y'all. Cancer, big month, really big month for you. I'm excited for you. There really is going to be a lot of shift of mindset too. Things that, okay, let's get started. Yeah, you're good. Let's just. All right. Cancer, so let me see here. Yeah, okay. Let's see. All right. So you got the Nine of Pentacles. Yep. So it's almost like you've already freed yourself from something. Moving into this month, there's something here where there's something that you did that brought you this joy, that brought you this enlightenment. Okay. There's a sense of like self-sufficiency with the Nine of Pentacles. And there is, what's really bonkers is this card is attributed to Venus in Virgo. And you even see the symbol of Venus all over her gown. Remember, Venus in Virgo will conjunct the South Node. So that'll be happening on the 4th. I really feel that there is something there that, again, it had to end, it had to go. A lot of independent energy. Remember, that's happening around the same time the full moon in Aries, which is very independent, all about me. I am, right? That Aries energy. So really, really, really nice, because there is, again, a sense of just you like coming into your identity, but with a lot of abundance. Okay. You've worked really hard to get to this spot. And then look at that. It's all worth it with that 10 of Cups and the heart of your spread. Remember how I kept repeating, this is a month of true love and romance and family and children and joy and pleasures for you. Well, it's all right here. And remember, this is a monthly forecast, okay? The only rainbow in tarot, indicating this promising future. You're really good. It's a joyful month for you. And this, again, nirvanic. It's euphoric. You do have that 3 of Wands here in your challenge area. So 2 things. It's almost like there may be a point this month where you're like, okay, well, what's the next step? What happens after this? What happens after, the fairy tale ending of this movie, that I'm in on my hero's journey, the fool's journey? Well, that's a good question. And don't be afraid to think that far into your future, because you will be. But the reason why there may be some hesitation is because all this Scorpio energy, and Pluto being direct in your 8th house, again, that can get really deep. It can get really, really, really deep. And there's that, like I said, that detective energy, all about the truth, all about seeking your truth. So it can get a little bit with that 3 of Wands here, that what is next question. Don't overthink it. Just go. Yeah, just go and do it when you're following your bliss and trusting your intuition. Now, the second thing is someone maybe on the fence about something, about moving forward, or someone you're not seeing eye to eye with. Can be something with career in a big way, okay, with that 3 of Wands. But it could be something travel related too. I mean, even with that Chariot in your crown, there really could be something here. Remember, you have your 3rd and your 9th activated anyway. So there could be something with travel. Maybe travel plans don't go the way or it's just, there may be something with travel if you're planning travel. And by the way, Mercury will go into shadow on October 19th, because Mercury will go retrograde in November. So if you are going to, that's the thing, if you're going to plan travel, just know Mercury will retrograde in November, okay? But the shadow point, that's just when he's dipping his toes in that retrograde. Now, Chariot in your crown, I love it. That's your card, Chariot, attributed to Cancer. And this is just all systems go. It's like, yes, I've learned a lot on my journey, and I continue to learn. And it makes me whole. And it builds all this confidence. I feel this willpower. That's Mars and Scorpio for you, by the way. And so this is blast off. You're ready. You're just ready. You've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. Now you're ready to just move forward toward your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. A couple different paths that you may be thinking about too. And that's why that 3 of Wands is there, okay? There may be just a little bit, let's take some time thinking about this for our future, which direction we're going to go. Ace of Pentacles and Root of Earth spread. So there's, again, something new opening up for you in a big way, okay? And this month, it may be a new job, new career, new profession. It could be the fact that you do fall in love, and that changes everything, right? Or you move in with someone after getting married or whatever it is, and the whole time you thought your life was going to go this direction. So there's, again, something not only fated based on what's happening astrologically, but you even see with a Hand of Spirit offering you the biggest pentacle in the deck. You're good. You see the golden pathway. There, when I talk about that gateway mid-month, like, yeah, it's happening. Look at this. Okay. Now, 7 of Pentacles in your future. Okay. There is going to be, remember I said you're going to spend some time thinking about your investments, your future. And when I say investments, it can be literal investments or financials, but it can be, Pentacles, your physical realm. It's your physical reality. So it can be like a relationship, you may have a little bit of pause because there's a little bit of like, what is next? Like, I'm ready. I got all the energy to continue to move forward. I'm 20 steps ahead, but what is next, right? So that's a really good question to have for yourself. But a lot of it is new journey energy here anyway. Is there something that make sure that you're going on the right path with that 7 of Pentacles? I'll even clarify that. The other thing is, yeah. In November, Uranus will move back into Taurus, and that does rule your 11th house of your future. Okay. Future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, and dreams. So a lot of reassessing maybe, you may have around that time too. But yeah, okay, without 5 of Cups, yeah. This is just saying, from this point, make good decisions. Make good decisions. That's all it is, okay? Make karmically sound decisions. And I bring up that Taurus energy because this is a Taurus card, but you did get Mars and Scorpio, the 5 of Cups. So it's all based on a decision you make here, okay? On what's next, and being able to move forward in a way where you feel comfortable, like, this is it. I'm in it to win it, right? Yeah, you really got to take some time. you got to take some time thinking about the decision that you make. Is it what you want? Because now you got the Hermit, which, two things. It's all about going within, doing that introspection. But the Hermit is attributed to Virgo. And remember, one of the last conjunctions where the inner planets with Virgo, with the South Node in Virgo, is Venus. So right there in the beginning, there's something that you had to let go. Okay? So that's very interesting. Something could also end here, but I want to show you something. This is in your future, right? He's looking back. He's looking back. He's looking toward his future, but he is looking back too. So it's up to you. It's up to you, okay? It does look like there is something here. Let's make the right decision. Okay? Let's get to your stuff. Cancer, let's make some good decisions moving forward. And that's the thing with all this intense fifth house energy, it can just even be like getting swept away too, right? So, but Jupiter's in your sign, and that's the thing. Jupiter does expand as well, so it could even be something where, with all this good fortune that's coming into your life, it could have this expansion to the point where it's like, okay, wait, actually, let me pull back a little bit and think about things like logically and in a sense where I am doing that truth seeking, but in a very diplomatic way with Libra energy. Anyway, if you like this reading, would be great if you'd like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Cancer. It is a big decision month. All right. Oh, you're going to be fine though. As long as you make, okay, so you did get the 10 of Pentacles. Listen, this is another card of like success, right? But like we made it, right? A lot of family energy. You see the 3 generations of family here. You see how big that castle is? There is 2 things here. This also has a strong association with like your domestic sector, with family and home as well. But it's also strongly associated with inheritance. So there may be something that you're wishing to inherit, or your parents are retiring and they're like, hey, Judy, we're retiring. We're moving to Tampa Bay and you're getting the business. Yeah. The frog business, frog making, the $1 million business, right? There you go. There's your inheritance, but there's something being like passed down. You have the King of Cups here. I feel like there's someone that you're just in it to win it with. And there could be someone that is really, it's a King of Cups. He's Scorpio, all right? So he has intense passion as well, but he's emotionally stable. He's like a rock for other people. Yeah. So there's someone here on your side that's not only being supportive, someone that's very likely opening doors for you or guiding you in some sense. You have that 5 of Pentacles. That's fine. It's just like you don't want to be in a situation where you feel isolated, left behind, or backed up with money and finances, things like that, and you have strength in your final outcome. That's great. Okay, everything that you're going to go through this month is just going to make you empowered. You got Pluto in the 8th. Yeah, it's really big. And this is all, well, I mean, you got willpower here. You got power, courage, okay? Heart, big heart energy, self-love as well. But this is all you. No? This is all you. I'm going to look at one thing here. Let me see that 10 of Cups. Yeah, there it is. So remember, you got the Chariot, that's your card. You have, and it's a 7. 7 really is desire, right? And you have 2 different paths that are possible. You have the 10 of Cups. 10 is the end, right? That's why I'm like, okay, what comes after this, right? And you have the Ace of Pentacles with this new path that you're excited for, that you're manifesting. And then you have that 4 of Cups, which is attributed to Moon in Cancer. So again, this is all about you and the decisions that you make. are you going to make the right decision, right? Is there something that you could go the other direction, but that direction might require a lot more shadow work. It could be so deep that it's like, where's the exit? Where's the exit? So you're good, but you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to make some like good decisions here. All right. So Cancer. Oh yeah. Let's break it down week by week. Oh, I want to see this. Let's see the first week. All right. The first week, the big thing for you, to be honest, would be Venus conjuncting the South Node and Mercury moving into Cancer. You do have Venus exile Jupiter, Venus opposite Saturn. Venus opposite Saturn could be, a turning point too, by the way. But again, that's more about like just your perspective. But yeah. Let's see. The first week for Cancer for October. Turning point it is. The Wheel of Fortune. I mean, like, honestly, I'm not even... Remember, you have Venus conjuncting the South Node, so fated. Something fated there. And I want you to see it as this new path for you, okay? Because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is. And there is a sense of mystery. Like, remember, you're in the driver's seat, right? But there is a sense of mystery, as in, again, do you know what you want, like, on your path in your future? Because these sphinxes are really mysterious. And you do see the sphinx on top of the wheel as well in the Wheel of Fortune. There is a sense of mystery of what the next path is, but it is a fated path. It's this new doorway that's in your favor, okay? But that's another 10. That 10, you have that 10, you have that 10. I mean, 8 of Pentacles. There's a brand new you. Let's see the second week. Second week, you have Venus moving into Libra, Pluto going direct in Aquarius. You do have Venus opposite Neptune. Again, I don't think that's like, we'll talk about in your weekly forecast. The bigger things is Jupiter trine Saturn, Venus trine Uranus, and Pluto. Those are big. Okay. Mercury conjuncting Mars. There's so much happening. Okay. So that second week, loaded. Let's see what's going on for you. Second week of October. Lots to celebrate. Another reference is, this is Three Sisters. You got a lot of family energy. They're toasting, so something great is happening here. There's celebration. But it is like they're celebrating, a good harvest. The end of a harvest. Beginning of a new one. Okay? So again, another reference to new. Celebrating something new. Really nice. And that is also your card. Mercury in Cancer. Now, the third week, we have that new moon in Libra, yeah? Which, again, really big for you in terms of home and family. We move into Scorpio season. Neptune moves back into Pisces. You do have the Sun square Pluto. Again, that might be a little, with relationships, okay? So, but like really getting caught up in your love story. Let's see what's going on for you, but also like power struggle in it. So let's see what's going on for you. Third week. Oh, third week of October. How funny. There you go. You got the devil. Okay. Now we know. It might be a partnership, relationship. And it doesn't have to be. It, again, can be something with money. Yeah. Are you investments? It could even be like an investor, maybe your banker, maybe your accountant. It is 8th house activity. But partnerships, relationships seems like, remember what I said, you could get really caught up in. Yeah. This card is like codependency. It's friends with benefits. When you're seeking true love, it's all of that, right? But it's also just addictions and obsessions. And remember, that's that Mercury and Scorpio energy. You want to avoid those frequencies. But there is something that you're going to have to break free from that third week, okay? Something that is not. And again, it's your 8th and your 5th that is really activated with the Sun square Pluto. That third week, there's so many. Oh, Jupiter square Chiron, that has to do with your work as well. it could be like a toxic boss, toxic work environment, but there is something you still have to, yeah. All right. And then the last week, and it could be something new that you move into, but was that the right choice, right? So always trust your intuition, especially with all this water energy. Yeah. The last week we have Mars trine Jupiter, Mars trine Saturn, big, the grand trines with him. Yeah. Let's see the last week for you, Cancer. Okay. So, yeah, Five of Swords. Five of Swords coming right after the Devil, right after the Sun square Pluto. So there's you see what's happening here. It's like don't get swept away. And when I say it can be an emotional month, remember what I just said about emotions, right? It's more about the energy. So you want to put that energy and that frequency where it's all about compassion, self-love, gratitude. Yeah, can be an emotional, very. I mean, the 10 of Cups, it's cups, right? But clarified that 4 of Cups. So it can be a month, even with that 5 of Swords at the end, just not seeing eye to eye. There could be something where you're really defensive, or someone else could be. You could be on the offense, but it feels like you remember, this is all potential. It feels like so many, it's like, it's like kid in a candy store. You got Jupiter in your sign, right, which can be like over excessive, over indulgent. Like those would be the lower expressions of Jupiter. He doesn't have an off button. Yeah. And so it's like all this great stuff, right? But then it turns into like, let's take a step back and see the direction. I'm going to see that 5 of Swords actually. Yeah. And 9 of Swords. 5 of Swords is attributed to Aquarius. Remember, that is your 8th house. So there is something here with intimacy. Okay. And then remember, and this is a Gemini card. Mars and Gemini actually. 9 of Swords. That can be, it's coming right after the 5 of Swords. So that can be like regret for some things here. So again, make sound, karmically sound decisions. You're going to get a lot of great, amazing stuff. But then you could get swept away, swept off your feet. Job, career, even like, because you have so much home stuff. Like, is this home? It's good. It's too good to be true. I got Jupiter in my sign. Everything's so great. But did you really inspect the home that you bought? Did you really? Or were you swept away? You're like, oh, I love it. I'm going to buy it right now. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make good decisions and use a little bit of that Mercury and Scorpio. But the detective side, but not like, I mean, go Nancy Drew. Don't go like, Dexter. You'll be fine. Anyway, Cancer, next week we'll dive deeper. But you come on, you got the 10 of Cups, you got the Wheel of Fortune, you got the 3 of Cups, you got Ace of Pentacles, you got great new stuff. It's just moving through the month. And remember, the gateway starts halfway through the month anyway. All right, so Cancer, yeah, and the second spread, yeah, we'll go deeper. Let's look at some things. We're gonna look at love. We're gonna look at career. We'll look at a bunch. Okay, Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Really good and legendary members for the second spread. And next week, yeah, like I said, we'll go deeper. All right, Cancer, thanks so much. I will see you next week. All right, bye bye.